When someone writes a book or an article, they put their byline on the book. A byline is the line in writing that tells you who the author is or who the article or book is by. That's why it's called a byline. So people who write books are called authors. People who draw the pictures for books are called illustrators. Many years ago, there was a man who was an author and an illustrator, and he had two different bylines. When he wrote a book that was going to be illustrated by someone else, he used the byline name Theo Lesigue. But when he wrote a book where he was the author and the illustrator, he used a byline called Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss's real name was Theodore Geisel, and he lived a long time ago. He was writing books before I was born, and that was a long time ago. Our words are very important. An author chooses words to tell his story. An illustrator uses pictures to tell his story. Books for grown-ups sometimes don't even have pictures in them. That's because the words are so important. They tell the whole story. Words are important. And it is important that we use good words, words that are helpful, words that are important, words that are kind. Words can be very powerful. We can use a word to tell a story. We can use a word to make somebody feel better. We can use a word to make somebody feel loved. We can use a word to make somebody feel strong. Words are very powerful. Dr. Seuss wrote words that were made for children. When we learn to read, we have to recognize the patterns in the letters and the words. And that's what Dr. Seuss was trying to do when he wrote many of his books. He was helping children to find patterns. Have you ever heard of rhyming words? Rhyming words are words that sound a lot like each other. For example, hat, fat, mat, bat, sat. Can you hear that those words are just almost the same? They have a pattern. They have a pattern in how they sound, and they have a pattern in what they look like. Let's think of another rhyming word. Can you think of a word that rhymes with dad, mad, bad, sad, had? Those are pattern words. They rhyme. Dr. Seuss wrote some fun books that had many patterns in them, including rhyming and rhythm, and some of them had really fun pictures. Today, we're going to read one of Dr. Seuss's books. This book is one of his most famous books. And look, we have the same hat. This is The Cat in the Hat by Dr. Seuss.